Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I wanted to do a very quick video covering the basics of several phone plans. You'll see I have quite a few tabs open. The Google Fi review that I posted not too long ago got quite a bit of feedback, so wanted to run you through some of the most popular postpaid plans and compare them to their prepaid counterparts. Now, before we get started, as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the channel for new content. Now, first and foremost, I want to go over a quick article which I'll share in the description, basically just highlighting the difference between prepaid and postpaid. Essentially, prepaid plans, you're paying in advance for the service that you're going to use. Postpaid plans, you pay after the fact. So an example is if you want to sign up for a new plan in January 1st, you sign up for a prepaid plan, you're going to pay in advance for that month. A postpaid plan, you would pay after. It's similar to a utility bill. You pay once you've actually used the service, and your final amounts are calculated based on data usage, etc. Couple differences. Typically, postpaid plans tend to be a little bit more costly and will have more benefits. For example, discounted phones, although those are becoming more popular on prepaid plans. And then they'll also typically have some random extras that they'll throw in. So for example, you'll see here in this article, and again, I'll share this so you can all look in your free time, but some carriers, for example, T-Mobile and a couple of others, have a couple of different options as far as what they're going to offer customers. Maybe HBO subscriptions on the side, or maybe some freebies here and there. And that's more likely on the postpaid plans. Now, a couple of things to notice on these plans is deprioritization. So this is where the network is going to slow down data speeds anytime the network is busy. So this is going to be an issue with most prepaid plans, but also the lowest tiers of postpaid unlimited. So the idea is if you want the fastest, most reliable speeds, you're going to need to pay for the highest plan and the best package. The way that you can look at this is based on what you're paying, that is how often many carriers are going to prioritize you as a customer for your data usage. You will also notice there are throttling effects, or throttling occurs in certain data caps, which we'll cover as well. Deprioritization becomes especially important when you're looking at a couple of different types of networks, which we'll cover separately in a different video. I'll put that link in the description as well. And that is essentially where if you have carriers like maybe Google Fi or Mint Mobile that cover or use other carriers. So for example, Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile's network, but they're going to T-Mobile is going to prioritize their customers and then the Mint Mobile customers. So an example a lot of people use is if you're at a very large sporting event and you and a friend next to you are both on T-Mobile, but you're using Mint Mobile, so you're still using the T-Mobile tower, you may notice that your speeds could be slower due to deprioritization because T-Mobile will prioritize their customers first. Now, we'll go ahead and jump into, we'll start with AT&T. We're going to compare their prepaid and postpaid plans. And one thing I want to note when you look to choose one of these plans, always check the heat maps that show the actual coverage areas. So you can literally just go to Google or to many of these carriers and type in AT&T coverage map or Verizon coverage map. It doesn't matter how cheap or expensive or what the perks are. If you're not in a coverage area, you're not going to get service. So I always recommend checking that first. Then check if you can bundle with anyone else you know. But lastly, we'll just jump straight into the AT&T prepaid plans. So a couple of things you'll notice with a lot of these, and one of these that seems to be unique to AT&T is the data rollover. So if you get this 5 gig plan, you only use 2, then 3 gigs carries over, and the next month you have 8. So a couple of things to note here. You have 5 gigs of high-speed data, and then after a lot of data speed is used, you'll drop down to 128 kilobytes a second for the rest of the term. You only get standard definition streaming on your device, so don't expect any amazing quality video streaming, although you will still get, some solid quality there. And then you're going to get the basics. So unlimited talk, text, and data in Mexico and Canada, roaming data maybe at 2 gig speeds, fraud call blocking, etc. So the biggest thing with most of these plans now, you're almost always going to get unlimited call and text, probably going to have something similar with data and text in Mexico and Canada, unlimited texting to 100 plus countries. Biggest thing is your data allowance. So the next prepaid plan is AT&T Prepaid 15 gig. This has the exact same setup. The difference is, if you notice on the 5 gig, you have the rollover data and unlimited countries or unlimited text over 100 countries. This gets a little bit more beneficial as there's a family plan option to watch the price per line go down. You still get your rollover data and pretty much all of the other perks. Primary difference here is you have 15 gigs of data. So very, very similar. You just get your data usage increased and you still have your standard definition streaming. If we click next, we will look at unlimited. I always want everyone to know that most carriers have 2 different unlimited plans, a basic and an unlimited plus or something similar. So first and foremost, we'll look at the unlimited prepaid plan, which is $50 a month with auto pay. So there are some stipulations to that. And basically what you're going to see is first and foremost a disclaimer that data speeds could be slowed if the network is busy. That's part of that deprioritization. Just depending on if you've used 100 gigs for the month, then it's very, very likely that they're not going to prioritize you over a customer who's only used 5. Then you're going to have all the other similar features. And with this, the catchy part is you do not get mobile hotspot unless you pay extra. And you're only going to get 5 gigs. And so what this does is it allows you to share the mobile connection from your phone to other devices like laptops if you work from home. So you do have some pretty heavy limitations here. And we're going to go look at the Plus plan, and I just want to note here you're still at 480p quality for the streaming. So the Unlimited Plus, now you have a 22 gig cap, after which your data speeds will likely be slowed, so that's that deprioritization again. Here you'll note 5G access. So this is the only plan that has 5G listed. So one thing to note here is if you want a an AT&T prepaid plan, you will need to get the Unlimited Plus to get 5G access. Now, you can stream HD video, so this is the only plan where you get 1080p streaming on your phone or your device, and you'll get, again, the data throttled after 22 gigs. They do offer things like your cloud storage, talk text data in Mexico, Canada, etc. So this is basically the top tier plan, but it's going to give you the high def streaming, much higher data cap before you're throttled, and actual 5G access. So we're going to compare this to their postpaid plans, and we'll try to make this pretty quick. The idea with postpaid is the more you add per line, the cheaper it gets. But if we're just going to look for a single person, you'll see AT&T Unlimited Elite. So you get HBO Max and 5G included, and with every other plan, you get 5G. So you can already see with the postpaid how you're kind of prioritized as a customer. So 100 gigs of premium data, after 100 gigs, you may be slowed down. So deprioritization doesn't take effect until usually after that 100 gig speed, and you'll likely be prioritized over the prepaid customers. And then pretty much everything else is very, very similar, 30 gig of hotspot data per line, and then you're going to get a program member setup and again, HBO included. So you get that high def streaming. We're going to jump down to the next 2 plans, so 75 and 65 a month. Both have 5G, and this 75 a month plan has 15 gig hotspot data per line, so you can use your phone basically as a wireless router. You are limited to standard definition streaming on both plans, and the plan right here, which is AT&T Unlimited Starter, you'll notice one of the primary differences here is you will not see anything listed for mobile hotspot. So this little mobile hotspot signature here has been taken off. So you're likely either going to have to pay extra for that or it's just not included. So now we will jump to Verizon and see how this compares as far as pricing. Starting off on Verizon's prepaid side, you'll notice that the longer you stay on their plans, the more you're going to save. So we'll just assume you want to stay for 10 plus months. you'll see that you have your 5 gig, 15 gig unlimited, and unlimited plus, which has 5G ultra wideband. So very, very similar pricing and packages to AT&T. So with you look at AT&T, it includes 5G across, or when you look at Verizon across the board, it includes 5G. But you do have unlimited 5G ultra wideband mobile hotspot, which appears to only be available on the top tier of Verizon. So basically with Verizon, you get 5G nationwide and mobile hotspot, and their initial plan is going to be 5 gigs, then 15, where you're going to get your talk to Mexico and Canada. And then when you go to the basic unlimited, you're going to get the same things there, but your data usage drastically increases. And then you're going to go up to your 5G ultra wideband mobile hotspot in the unlimited package. So if we just see plan details, you can see the discounts at the top, auto pay details. So with Verizon, you do have to lock into a longer term and auto pay to get these prices. And then you'll notice the details for unlimited calling, texting, and coverage. And then you'll also note DVD quality streaming. So that is the case for this plan, as well as we'll look at this lower plan here, DVD quality streaming as well. So if that's not a problem for you, then not a huge deal. But if it is, then you're likely going to have to go on the highest plan regardless of which carrier you go with to get that true high def streaming quality, and also to make sure you're getting that data cap lifted so you aren't deprioritized as a customer. Next, we're going to go to Verizon's post plans. Again, extreme discounts the higher up you go, but we will just focus on a single line right now. And you'll notice very, very similar plans to AT&T, although Verizon's top tiers are more expensive, although they do have a wider coverage map. So you'll see 5G in the basic plan, ultra wideband the top 3, and then you'll see primary differences. So you have Disney Plus in this plan, Discovery Plus for 6 months, Apple Arcade. So they have a bunch of 6-month subscriptions that are included. Plan perks on this tier right here include Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN. And then you'll see plan perks here. You'll also get cloud storage. So I won't read all of these out loud, but just so you can kind of see, the postpaid plan could be worthwhile if you're already paying for Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. Drop those 3 bills, get it through Verizon, could potentially make it a lot easier for you to justify the cost increase. And again, this is one of those perks we discussed at the beginning of the video. And then again, you're going to get some limitations to 5G on the basic plan, but those limitations are lifted progressively until you get to the Get More Unlimited plan. And then lastly, we will go to T-Mobile. So T-Mobile has a much higher plan as far as the data usage for the lowest tier. However, it jumps straight from 10 gigs to unlimited and unlimited plus. So you don't really have as many options. Now, the downside here with the T-Mobile plan, just like with the others, you don't see a lot of verbiage for 5G for T-Mobile, which is a little concerning if you consider T-Mobile has one of the largest 5G footprints, at least at the time of filming this video. So you'll have your unlimited domestic talk, 4G LTE handset data, and then you'll see all of the additional things that you have included. So the mobile hotspot, you can share up to your 10 gig allotted. If you're in the middle tier, you get unlimited mobile hotspot, but only at 3G speeds. So you have to go all the way to the top to get your 4G LTE speed and then unlimited at 3 gig or 3G. What concerns me here is I don't see anything about 5G across the board for any of these plans, although parts of T-Mobile's website say that 5G is available. So you can also choose additional add-ons. So talk, text, and 5 gig of 4G data in Mexico and Canada is available as an add-on. I think that's pretty smart to kind of keep that plan low for people who don't travel. So those are the basics here. Again, a little bit concerning when you can look to 5G being so popular, especially for a network like T-Mobile. Then we'll look at their postpaid plans. Shockingly enough, T-Mobile is getting incredibly close to the price for their top tier plan as far as their top tier compared to Verizon, which has typically been the most expensive plan. So you'll see they start with the essentials, then you go up to Magenta, Magenta Max. So you'll see premium data, you get 50 gigs, 100 gigs, and then unlimited. And this can't be slowed based on usage. So you don't have to worry about deprioritization based on your usage. You'll also see that you're going to get Netflix Basic, Netflix Standard on the top tier, and then mobile hotspot data. You're going to get unlimited at 3G at the base plan, 5 gig on the high-speed data plan, and then 40 gig, and then you're unlimited at 3G speeds from then on. And then for video streaming, you'll see standard def, and then up to 4K. So it looks like on the T-Mobile postpaid, you do not even have a limited plan. You're basically stuck at a base plan of unlimited with your obvious limitations. Unfortunately, unlimited doesn't mean what it used to. So T-Mobile probably going to give you the best coverage as far as your 5G plan, but you're probably going to want to stick to their postpaid plan. So that covers the basics for these three carriers. I know there are others out there like Sprint, for example, which is merging with T-Mobile, at least at the time of this video. So there are other plans like Google Fi, Mint Mobile, and a couple other major carriers. I just wanted to cover these three. If you check out the links in the description, I'm going to have a couple other reviews for some of the other services like Mint Mobile, comparing them to other plans, maybe looking into Visible, Google Fi, etc. If you have any questions, as I know this was very brief, but covering three carriers and 6 different plans, obviously there's going to be some things that are left out, so feel free to drop any questions you have in the comment box below. And feel free to, again, like and subscribe and check out the channel for new content, and I will see you all in the next video.